Aliyah is the best center in the WNBA. She's also one of the most improved players on the Indiana Fever, if not the entire league. And honestly, I'm making this video to give AB her flowers because she was getting a lot of criticism earlier in the season. But since then, her game has radically changed. She has changed her style of play to fit with Caitlin Clark, a testament to her selflessness. Go back and watch what she did at South Carolina. She was strictly a low post player, a back to the basket type of game. SC guards would throw her down in the post, let her go to work, and that's how she would get the majority of her points. But because Aliyah has adapted to her new teammate in Caitlin Clark, the Fever have one of the best pick-and-roll duos in the entire league. Before we get to the good, we have to start with the bad, and AB really struggled in her decision-making in different pick-and-roll scenarios with Caitlin. Teams were trapping Caitlin early, and AB would kind of float, as you see here. She doesn't make the greatest contact, doesn't make contact at all. She drifts, and there's no outlet for Caitlin. I mean, bad pass, but let's scroll it back here. Anytime you have a ball handler getting trapped in the pick and roll, you want to make yourself available in that short roll area. Like in this scenario, it would kind of be right at the top of the key there. And you kind of just stay there, and then you could, play 4-on-3. But Aliyah just continues to float, drift, bad pass. But there's really not an outlet for the guard there. And again, this is the first game of the season, to be fair. But, it wasn't good to start the season. Yeah, here's another example of AB kind of drifting, high pick and roll. She kind of just floats and in no man's land there, and doesn't give. Caitlin's being blitzed, Caitlin's being trapped, and the same in the last clip. You just want to make yourself available in that short roll position, set the pick, and then you just kind of want to stay where she is now, But she ends up drifting into the lane. The pass isn't meant to be there, and then another turnover. It was a struggle early on in the season. It gets better, I promise. So late clock here against the Sparks in the first half. And Aliyah's going to get this ball, go into a dribble handoff with Caitlin, and she just freezes. And Caitlin's looking for her on the roll, and then it's too late and there's a shot clock violation. So let's scroll it back here. And this is what I was talking about earlier, just making those quick decisions in this two-woman game. And then, she's just too slow. She just kind of gets stuck on the screen, doesn't roll. Caitlin's looking for her, and then it's, shot clock violation. Fever against the Aces here. We've seen some slight improvements. Aliyah sets the pick, releases early in the short roll where she has an opportunity to catch, but then instead of taking that open mid-range jumper, she drives all the way into the lane, takes a contested fadeaway. So let's go all the way back. And Caitlin does a better job here of stringing out this pick and roll, give herself a passing lane. Aliyah's in decent position. You'd like her to be a little bit closer, but this is fine. But just take this 10-foot shot. Wide open, she hits this in her sleep. Instead, she, kind of dribbles into traffic and, takes a fadeaway. And, you could see it. Her and Caitlin were start to build more chemistry in that pick and roll. And, now we're on to the good stuff. And this is the first play in the game against the Chicago Sky. And you can just tell the difference. Gets the ball in the short roll, immediately makes that pass to Liz. Liz can take advantage of a closeout there. Doesn't make the shot, but everything's just so quicker, smoother. And let's go all the way back here. She makes good contact on the screen against Mabry, and teams were still trapping Caitlin at this point. I don't know why, but Caitlin rejects the screen. Now she's in that short roll area. It's 4-on-3. She has options. She has Chrissy Wallace in the corner. Okay, fine, Liz. She can attack a closeout. You get a shot in the lane. You create an advantage. It doesn't go in, but you can just tell her the way she's moving and the chemistry between her and Caitlin was just totally at a different level later in the season here. A lot of clips in this Sky game, which really just shows the improvement that AB made throughout the season. I think this is one of her best games operating in the pick and roll with Caitlin. You know, they run it here, makes the easy pass to Katie Lou, and Katie Lou makes the extra pass in the corner for the wide open three. But she's in balance. As soon as she gets the ball, she's just looking for her teammates. And you can tell she's way more comfortable. Checks Kelsey in the corner, doesn't like it, swings it right to Katie Lou, and Katie Lou makes that extra pass. I mean, it's just totally different. She's not floating. She's not drifting. Makes good contact on the screen. Gets the ball on the short roll, 2 feet in the ground. Immediately makes that pass. And that's all because of her that advantage that was created in the wide open three, that's all because of her quick decision making in that short roll area. And the Fever able to get a three to go up by one against the Chicago Sky. I'm smiling ear to ear right now because I remember this actually watching this live. This is one of my favorite offensive possessions of the season. I'm just going to let it roll here. I mean, there's two of them working together. Just a two-player game, back and forth, and Aliyah nails that jumper. And they're almost operating like they're in a tango and a dance with each other. Just so much chemistry has been built in such a short amount of time. You know, Caitlin gets to Aliyah here. Leah, okay, right back to Caitlin. Okay, Caitlin, right back to Aliyah, and then you get a jumper. I mean, this was not happening at the beginning of the season. You know, AB, totally different player. You know, people are gonna rave about this pass that Caitlin makes, and it's a great pass. But AB deserves some credit here, and it's very subtle. Remember in a few clips ago, couldn't really decide if she wanted to roll, if she wanted to pop, if she wanted to stay in a short roll. But this is really a good example here of her kind of feeling Caitlin's defender, understands where her defender is, and then just making that roll to the basket. It's a dime by Caitlin. But Aliyah should get some credit here as well. Good catch, good finish over the shoulder. They were just total in sync this entire game.
A delectable dime from Caitlin Clark.
AB just making all the right decisions here. Feels Angel's going to trap. She slips. Okay, ball gets deflected. No problem. I'll just find Kelsey Mitchell in the corner for a 4-point play. And everything's, like I said, just quick. Scroll it back here. Feels Angel wants to trap. Okay, I'll slip. Ball gets deflected. It'll fall right to me. Get it to Kelsey Mitchell in the corner for a three. Yeah, she was just so comfortable, you know, throughout the entire season. She just got more and more comfortable with Caitlin in that pick and roll. You know, now we're all the way in July against the Mercury, and Caitlin and AB just operating at a different level. They were in full form here. Dribble handoff. Aliyah's right in that pocket. One dribble pull up. Nails it. I mean, it just... This would have been... This would have never happened at the beginning of the season. But they've just built so much chemistry. Let's go back here a little bit. They've just built so much chemistry, and then they just kind of just playing off each other. Caitlin coming off a screen. You know, AB into a handoff, into a little brush screen. Immediately she opens up her hip to be available in that short roll. One dribble pull up, knocks it down. I mean, and I think they had a 30-point lead in this game against the Mercury. Yeah, they were operating at a different level. We've gotten this far into the video, and I haven't shown a defensive clip. Her defense has stayed the same. I will show a few clips here. I might have to make a whole nother video about her defense. But, you know, picks off the pocket pass, running the floor, and finds Alyssa for a layup. I mean, it doesn't get better than that, right? Let's watch it back here. Look at her hands. Just picks off that little pocket pass. And you got AB running the floor. Finds Alyssa for the layup.
Here by the Fever, their defense is great.
This time it's Boston who feeds to Alyssa Smith.
Had to sprinkle in a few defensive clips here for Aliyah. Her defense has never been in question. She's been like this since the start of the season. Her positioning, her high IQ, and this is the first possession against the Mystics here. You can see her head's on a swivel, guards the pick and roll, gets back to her matchup. Unable to get the rebound here, but hand straight up, not fouling. Boxing out here, they give up another offensive rebound, but she's never had a position again, and they're finally able to get it there. But it just like she's never like that's the only thing I can really say. She's never out of position. She understands what the offenses are trying to run, and she does a damn good job of guarding the pick and roll. This will be the last clip of the video, and I'm showing you this because it really goes to Aliyah Boston's awareness, her defensive IQ. She has the coach's trust. Just early, a few plays before this, she picked up her fourth foul in the third quarter. And normally you get taken out of the game here, but the Fever are trying to, stage a comeback. And she does a really good job of defending this pick and roll, gets a deflection with her foot. Those deflections matter because now it's only 14 left on the shot clock for the Mystics, and you get a chance to reset your defense, get back to your matchups. And remember, she's playing with 4 fouls here. Active hands, reaching at the ball. Does a good job of defending this pick and roll in great position. Can't get the rebound here. High hands, no foul. Ends up coming away with a block on that possession. I mean, just great overall defense. AB's improvement since the start of the season has really unlocked what the Fever can do offensively, coupled with their defensive ability, and you're cooking with high grease, man. Indiana has 2 cornerstone pieces that they can build around for the foreseeable future. And I'll leave you with this. Aliyah Boston, over the past 7 games, has averaged 18 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, shooting 65% from the field. I meant what I said at the beginning of the video. Aliyah Boston is the best center in the WNBA.